I grew up in a small family, basically being raised by my mom and with the support of my grandparents. And I knew about the existence of God because my mom always reminded me of that, and I could see her faith with God. I was just not happy. Even though at that age, I had everything a young girl can ask for, I was still not satisfied with my life. One of the common questions I always had, it was, why do I even exist? That was a common question I always had on my mind since I can remember. I was always thinking, why do I even exist? Is there a purpose? Christ called me through my grandmother. My grandmother was, I was baptized when I was little, and she was my godmother. So because of that, I was so close to her. And being so close to her, I got to see how unhappy she was. She was always talking about God and Jesus and the love Jesus had for her. And suddenly she wasn't worried about her sickness anymore. It was a different person. And because I was so close to her, I was like, what's going on, Grandma? So she started like telling me, and she started inviting me to church. And I said, no, I'm not ready. I love you, but I can't. She kept pushing, and even though I wanted to say no, I ended up going one night. I got there. For my surprise, it was like the pastor knew my life, and he was talking to me, and all the message, it was for me, and I kept saying, what's going on? Since that moment, I just felt love. I just felt the presence of God, and I looked at my grandma, and she couldn't even walk. She couldn't even stand because she had this problem. She couldn't. But she was there standing and praising the Lord and happy. And I knew I was in the right place. And that day, I accepted Jesus as my Lord and Savior. As I started getting closer to God, as I started reading His Word, I understood that we are all sinners and that we all need our Savior, Jesus. And for that reason, I started understanding that I had to forgive the people that hurt me in the past. I finally got to understand that there is a purpose in my life. The question I always had at the beginning, it started to make sense. I understood that God has a purpose in my life, and all the events that happened in the past finally had a reason. As much as I get closer to Him, the more I love Him. And that's why I'm here, because I want to say I love Jesus, and I want to make it public, and that's what I want to get baptized.